I'm so tired of y'all. All y'all do is keep up shit. Sending me these emails and shit. I'm getting to this quickly. Mayor Patrick Wojohn or Wojohn. Tell who coming up with him. Mayor Marion Barry. The Night Stalker Killer in California. And Jeffrey Dahmer is coming in here with this Mayor Wojohn. And then, before I get into that right quick, let me get into this. It's been coming to me for a minute. Nipsey's so messy. All y'all goddamn messy. Because if this lady wouldn't have sent me this goddamn... Now I had seen the shit about the mayor. Also that Pope, too. It's a older Pope that lives in this neighborhood. I don't know, was it California, somewhere near there, a couple of weeks ago, got shot. And they found out... I know what it was. It was one of his lovers. I don't know what the man looked like. Was the man black or white? It was his older priest, about 70, 80 some years old. Told me he was in there sucking dick all in the house. Lord forgive me. It's this priest. And all these people in the neighborhood, women and men and children, was crying about that priest got shot by his roommate or the roommate friend. They was fucking over there and getting fucked all in the air by them black men's over there. Doing them group sex and threesome, because the priest told me that he loved dick. Also, he messed with some of them little boys and says that child porn shit, which ties into this mayor they just caught in Maryland. One part of Baltimore, Maryland up there with them child sex ring. The priest said he was involved in them black market child sex ring and met with black men and white men, and says some of them, I hope it comes out, these parents need to start questioning their children by that priest that just got shot and murdered a week or two ago. Get everybody crying about it. They need to ask their little boys if that man ever preached, fondle over them, or touch on them while they was in there doing prayer or mass or whatever it was. I don't know if they were getting mass head or mass dick. They need to ask them children, because that man is a sexual deviant. He told me that. That's one reason he got shot by some money and dick. Money, dick, and dope. That what that priest was shot about. That old white man that's a priest that just got shot in the house a couple of weeks ago. Also, Nipsey keep bringing this up. Look, I don't like to participate in this kind of shit. Hit my cash app, bitch, and make it clap. Yeah, I'm gonna make another announcement about that in a minute. Well, let me go on and make it now. I moved all these videos over to my website, AlexisKTyler.com. And I'm ready to do the class right now. I have a subscription there. The subscription is like, a $99 donation. I'm trying to figure out different ways I'm going to structure this so it'll be more than one plan, so you have more than one option. But what I'm thinking is, with the $99 subscription, if you want to pay one time, that's fine. I have access in there. I'm going to give a class. We're going to tag class maybe, it depends. If you go inside of there, you can have all access to the videos we've taken down that you think you can't find. We have them there. I can redo the Kanye one too, since I know people want that one. And I'm really upset when that one got missing and I didn't have the backup for it. You'll be able to get me one-on-one and live. But if you don't want to do that every month, I probably have a lower subscription so you could just come in and watch the videos. That's fine. If you don't want any one-on-one with me, like during the live interactive classes where you can see me, if you can come into the live while we're doing it, and you can, I'll do the lecture first, and then we can do a Q&A and have fun. Go back and forth with the question and answer. I'm offering a class right now, and we're going to go into several other things we talked about in magic, dealing with the basic level of candle magic, dealing with sex, love, money, and healing. And that's a $99 donation right now. That'll be probably like a 2 to 3 hour class. And it's that includes question and answer. So you bring your pad and pencil, take all the notes you want. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. But and then it'll be good if your basic supplies, I'll tell you what you need. We're going to start with the first ground level, spiritual sexuality, vagina power, And those are the classes people ask me about. They want the basic candle magic class. They want the basic vagina power class. And we need to deal with sex magic. Those are very important because what I'm going to do is, and I'm thinking out the curriculum now to write it down. I want us, when it's safe to do, I have to check. I don't know what the restrictions right now are on COVID or meeting people or, getting one-on-one when you coming to Atlanta. Until we can do something even more fun, like a cruise or something like that, it would be best for me to be in Atlanta. The sex magic, I think some of that stuff should go on in person with me, one-on-one person. So I'm working on that now for you that want to do that. I have to do it on another way too to see how to do it virtually, so I can do the video of it and you can watch the video, not with me physically engaging, but me being the teacher and facilitating the process and teaching you the structure of the magic, the way I see it, that's inside of the body and the chakras and the auric fields. That's what vagina power and penis power and sperm power was first about, the energetic core structure of the sex organ. So we'll touch on that as well in this class for $99 donation. So I don't have a link for it right now. I can get my web guy to make a link, but it really doesn't matter because you can just hit the Cash App and say, hey, put a note in there. My assistant gets these. This is for the introductory class that Alexis is talking about, a 3-hour class with me. Like I said, probably 1.5 to 2 hours lecture, or I'll probably do like 1.5 hours and then give you another 1.5 hours with just talking. Us just chit-chatting, asking me whatever you want to know. That way it'll be worth my while. I'm sorry, I can't do a $20 class. I can't. If you want a $20 class, then that means it's going to be a 30-minute class. So if you want to shorten it and you want to just have many classes, that's all I could do for that amount of money, $25, $30, $40. If that's more convenient for you, then you're not going to have all that time with me because it's too overwhelming and it's too draining for me to get into those deeper levels because I literally channel and I go in trance. It's very exhausting. So maybe that's a good idea for some of you. I might offer a mini class, half that. But I can't do too many because I'm still recovering. As you know, I have to take care of myself and rest, and that's a lot. So that's why I want to just do the one bigger class. That way you can watch it. You can download it. You want to come to the site with your code or whatever, you be the only one to be able to get access in there. Everybody's not going to be able to see that stuff. So you decide if you want that now. That's the cheapest I can do and make that worth my while. That way I can put a lot of intro information in there. You can download it and have and just rewatch it, or you can go into the site with all I will give you access to that site with all the videos that we've copied, and some of them are not up here, they're over there. And I'm constantly doing new videos that are not going to be on YouTube to avoid all these problems. Okay, got that out of the way. So you can do it now if you want to, or sometime this week. And as soon as I get enough people that I need to sign up for that class, we're going to schedule it and you will get the link to wherever we decide to do that class live. You'll be able to come in online with us because there are so many areas we need to go. So many places, because I noticed that a lot of you liked what I said yesterday about the hygiene is a certain way to clean your body and structure your body. When you're in public, when you're in private, and when you get home, the first thing at the door, you strip down everything. That you're bringing curses upon yourself. If you walk into your house and you bring in the troubles of the world upon yourself, if you come in your house and the shoes you wear, you start to track the troubles of the world through your house. If you start walking to your house with that shit on, even the socks, the stockings, the drawers, take it down, take it off, trick. Baby, let me see it. Get naked, bitch. Get naked. And then you have to do a cleaning ritual that I'm not going to go into here. Okay? There's a lot of things that you all probably don't know. Basic things that can save you. I know there's a lot of women, no matter how much money they make and how much education they have, when they travel a lot or they're in a job and they might not even know they have enemies there, people don't like them, or even if they have certain conflicts there, a lot of times they bring that shit home. Or men bring that shit home because they're not doing the basic things that I'm saying. And they believe it's crazy and don't listen to that. And they have a lot of troubles attached to their aura and they don't know why. because you're tracking it all. You're bringing the troubles of the world in your home. As a man, you should know. You see what I'm saying? And a woman that should know. So, okay. That's that. Another thing that just brings to me, and again, like I said, even though this shit sounds crazy and y'all messy, because one of my faithful supporters is very intelligent, sends me news articles. She sent me this shit. I already saw that mayor, that what Patrick Wojohn up there in Baltimore. They locked him up, and he's no longer the mayor for child porn. Okay. And then when I look at that, I said, God damn, why did I relook at this for her? Because I'd already seen it a couple days ago, and really want to get into it. Marion Barry ass come up. But let me get to this first. Nipsey is showing me, okay, the United States Post Office. They're having a problem with scamming and tricking people, credit card fraud, new applications people get, check fraud, bank fraud. They have people working inside of the post office selling dope and back there sucking dick and selling pussy back there in the damn post office, like late over in the midnight hour and shit, when all the major people's in the day, the supervisors shit not there. They working at the night shift, clocking in and out, back there in the car, fucking all back there in the trunk, sucking dick and out. Said this shit going on, this major scandals going on in this post office at different levels. Even he said coming into Atlanta, selling dope and shit through there. Then he said FedEx. FedEx, he says, one of the major distributors of dope. The employees got dope selling, prostituting and shit going on through the FedEx truck. Look, I don't know what this man's talking about. And he showed me a damn bald eagle, a stuffed eagle, and some other stuff. I don't know if he was also showing me a stuffed kangaroo, a stuffed seal, or a stuffed shark. I don't know, like somebody dealing with animals where they the taxidermy and shit with these animals, where they be shipping these animals and shipping these different dolls and objects and shit that have dope inside of it and the fentanyl pills and the hair. Weed. So a lot of these employees be selling weed through the distribution center, and they be smoking it and got managers and supervisors that let them smoke it in there, then get off work, meet at the house, fuck, eat, suck dick and smoke reefers and shit, and then go sell it through there. You see what I'm saying? See, I don't, man, look. Have it all. He said these wigs and stuff. They got some wigs where the lining of it come from China. They could take the wig and other stuff and put it in a solution. All the coke will come out the lining of the goddamn with the wig cap underneath there and the lace front and all. Man, he says niggas tied into this. Black folks is running the organization. It's real heavy coming in Atlanta, Cali, coming through China, Canada, Detroit. So like all these major cities. Said that these couriers right here, the Muse is working through these major courier service, post office, and then they freaking out in there and doing favors for goddamn supervisors and managers turn the other way, or they in it, or meet up at the house. I see this is a common theme everywhere, goddamn it. Then what he said, so I wanted some kind of major bus finna come up out of here with them selling dope and trafficking through FedEx. And a lot of junkies be working in there to help pass the shit through, and employees get together and hook up. They use and they sell. And then over there at UPS and the post office. And one of them overseas carriers be doing stuff like that. Tied to the military. Lord have mercy. You know, be military personnel trying to ship stuff over here and ship money, or might put the money in the, a box, wrap this shit up and say this is just some clothes and stuff in here. What the name of them couriers that come, they ship into the United States, but they international. I see the paper on it. I forgot the name of it. It's like a yellow and red and white. That's their colors that be in the package. But it's not just them. It's another one too. They be taking people bag and looking through the shit or the box and scan through it and like come through customs or something. Some of them have to come through customs to get in the U.S. with some of these couriers. And then they'll see, oh, wow, it's some money in here, some cash in here. So then they'll contact the sender. Look, we got your package. And I actually know somebody this happened to. You know, we can't send the package through because we told this lady they needed a few more $1,000. If you give us, I think they wanted $1,500. You give us another $1,500, we'll repackage this box and send it through customs and make sure that you don't have no problem. Now, it was a lady that it was being sent to. Her boyfriend was in the military doing a secret mission, so he couldn't tell her where he was or what he was doing, but he got hurt real bad, almost died and lost a leg. He sent her cash, and nobody knew it until they got that box. They must have scanned and seen through it, opened that box, told her, we will give you the contents of the box. They act like they didn't know what was in it. We just need $1,500. Basically, look, bitch, we pimping. We got your shit. We go through customs, so we the pimp. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't call nobody. You can't tell nobody, bitch. If you want this box, bitch, give me. We want $1,500. Because, see, the $1,500 wasn't nothing in compared to what was in the box. How much cash was in the box? She asked me, I said, give them the goddamn $1,500 because they got you spread an eagle over a barrel. So if you don't give them that, you lose all of that. I don't know why he was stupid enough to send you cash anyway. No, he in an undisclosed location overseas in the military. They can't send it back. He didn't want nobody to motherfucking know he did it. So I'm just like, you kind of jacked up with your asshole right to be stabbed in. You got some asshole hunters finna jug you in your ass. Just give them the $1,500. She gonna say she didn't have it. I said, well, goddamn it, borrow it. Because from what you told me that's in there, how much in there, $1,500 is nothing. Get them motherfuckers the $1,500 because you don't really have a fucking choice. She said she wasn't gonna do it, and she lost everything. And her boyfriend that sent it to her lost it. They didn't send it back to him. And I was like, wow, I don't know how her mind is thinking. Because that don't sound too bright. Now you lost everything, and he lost it too. Neither one of y'all ain't gonna get it. He's not gonna get it back, and they're not gonna ship it to you. It's gone. This kind of thing happens every day. And he's saying it also happens on U.S. soil through FedEx, UPS, and the post office. You know, there's still some old school people who mail cash, move cash around because they don't trust banks. They don't want a money order. Depending on why they sending it to you, and they don't want nobody to know they sending it to you, and keep it on a DL. They don't want the bank or nobody to know. They'll send cash through there. And it's a lot of people that can spot that, especially if they're working at the checkpoint. So they're scanning, they can see through the box, as well as they have the drug dogs where they smell. But clearly, some of these drugs there must be moving them so well, they don't call the drug dogs in. And whenever they're scanning it, there's not alerts. But hey, what would it matter if it was an alert if the person that's involved in the drug trafficking inside these major couriers work for the company? So they're going to make sure it gets passed through anyway. If they're on duty, they're going to make sure they know what date and time is moving through there, tell you which place to route it at, depending on where you live at and what post office, what office you go to, line it up. Look, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? It's just coming to me. And this is what he's telling me. So so I said that part just to put that out there. Let's see what we find out as time goes on. Let's see what comes up in the news, what goes on. I think that's about all I just mentioned with that, because I don't know anything else at this time, so I'm just mentioning that piece, and I'll come back when we hear something. I know if y'all hear it first, y'all always educate me and send it to me. he mentioned this white mayor up there in Baltimore that just got fired, and I could hear this man's voice when I looked at him. And one thing I heard him say when I looked at his picture, looked at his eyes, he said, "Don't matter if they get rid of me. They still not gonna stop nothing, and they not gonna stop the child porn and the sex trafficking and the baby trafficking and the child prostitution in Baltimore or anywhere else." He said, "Who do you think put me up here in office?" He said, "I got a whole ring on me." He said he liked to suck a lot of dick and get fucked all in the ass. So see, I don't know if this man got married to a woman and got children. I didn't see it. I know he got somebody. I didn't keep looking deeper because he's nasty to me and disgusting. He says a whole ring of us very powerful politicians who paid for me to be in office. He said, and by me being a mayor, I have a lot of power and influence. And I seen him. He was doing on YouTube, I looked him up, he was doing a speech from a damn elementary school. He said, we traffic babies because there's a lot of these men on the dark web and had these secret sex parties here where I live at. They like to have sex with little babies. I'm talking about newborn to like 6 months old, to like 1 year old. When they become tall, get to walking, they don't want them. Some of these men specifically like children under 8 and 9 months old and probably under 1 year old. Who else I saw coming here when I seen his face? For some reason, I seen John Benet Ramsey. The real pretty little blonde hair, blue-eyed white girl that was a pageant girl, looked like a doll, and was murdered in her family's house with her very high-ranking, very powerful, elite father and mother. And she says her father was tied to one of these powerful political rings that like children. He said to physically feast as well as sexually feast on the energy and the blood of the children and then slaughter them. He said some of them are like a delicacy and they have the special chefs preparing them. He said, we know and we train Jeffrey Dahmer's father. If you notice, the father always act like he didn't know what was going on. The mama act like she didn't know what was going on. He said his dad would be gone all the time with his job. So his daddy liked to go and dress up. So the dad a cross dresser. The dad is secretly engaged men. And his mama used to jump on the daddy and disrespect the daddy. I don't even know why she stayed with this man, because she know a lot of times he didn't want her, and he liked to wear her panties and bras and shit. Like certain type of lace type 24-hour control bras and pack the bras. Man, look. Just, man, Nipsey and all these people. See, I don't have time. I thought I was going to rest today. I don't have time to. Then he liked to spray perfume. He said on his kitty cat. Now, I don't know what kitty cat that man got, because I don't think that man got no sex change. And he was kind of built up funny. Like his daddy really ain't got no nice shape for no man, and definitely ain't got no nice shape and nice ass for no woman. And put on some high heel shoe with the heel out, like some of them Fredericks or Hollywood type of shoe that would have been back there by then. Like let's say if he got some red high heel sandal on with the heel out, the nigga got a red like fluff ball on the front of his the sandal with the heel out, and with some knee-high stocking with a scrap on there. But man, I ain't got time. So they trained the daddy, and he was cold and distant to Jeffrey Dahmer, and would watch women, but then dislike and hate women, and then want to be a woman. Him and his daddy said just alike. The daddy would secretly do kills and trap and attack men, but you don't know it. They didn't know it because the daddy was always gone. Said he was going on business trip, but he was working with the government. Said he did secret things, because if you notice, it's not much about Jeffrey Dahmer daddy. That's what this mayor is telling me. Them types of men right there is the one, and Jeffrey Dahmer liked to do that to black men. Who else Marion Barry, Mayor Marion Barry brought in here? Marion Barry said, Alexis, you have to understand. And when I seen him today, Marion Barry was over there smoking crack and eating him some tater salad. Now, I don't know who know this man or know his diet. When he was eating the tater salad, it was something about the red pimentos he had in the potato salad. So I don't know if he trying to tell me he didn't like the pimentos or he was looking at the pimentos in the goddamn potato salad. He ain't got some potato salad up there, had him some goddamn sweet potato pie up there, and some collard green rib. I don't know where Marion Barry is, goddamn it. But he up there smoking crack with his food over there like he had a picnic or something. I said, nigga, you still on that shit? He told me, I mean, but why would it stop? I mean, you know, this is what I like to do. I still like to do it. This is how, you know, I have my pastime over here with these bitches. So I said, look, Marion Barry, I don't know how you got in this, but this is to that girl's fault that sent me that email today about that white male. This is all her motherfucking fault, because if I hadn't really just clicked on that CNN link, because I tried to let this alone when I seen the other day, hit all these people coming. Marion Barry, who else Marion Barry brought in here? He brought Jeffrey Dahmer, and who is that? Is that David Buck? Is the first name David? I might be getting the first name wrong. He be with Hillary Clinton and all these powerful politicians out there in California. But that's the one they finally caught him for getting them black men in there, raping them and have them fuck him in the ass with his other boyfriends, and then pay them to shoot them poor homosexual black men up with that mouth. That nurse. They shooting them with that old nurse and shooting them with other type of chemicals or drug. They don't know what they being shot up with. Mayor Marion Barry said that Ed Buck, that's his name, Ed Buck, he done brought Ed Buck and Jeffrey Dahmer in here, and the Night Stalker from California, and he said that Ed Buck and Jeffrey Dahmer is the same and was trained by the same people. He said these are people in these organizations that are on that Mississippi Jim Crow shit, that Aleister Crowley and Albert Pike and Dianetic type of shit. Like it was back in slavery with that buck breaking and superiority and inferiority of people based on the color of their skin, and doing that to a certain amount of black men. And said that Ed Buck also deal with pharmaceutical company and biomedical companies that deal with tissues and cells and how it affects black men on these particular drugs. And says a lot of, Marion Barry said, Alexa, look, this goes from high up in Washington where I was at the mayor up there in DC, in the District of Columbia. He said they go from the highest levels all the way down to the police department and the underground tunnels of Congress with Nancy Pelosi and all them up there. He said it go down to the lowest drug dealer on the street, and there are polices that secretly mess with men and mess with boys that sell dope and give it to these gay men or turn these men gay, or these boys lock them up, tell lies on them, set them up, and give them that shit, and then have them fucking them. You know, I remember I had a friend of mine. Oh, Jesus. Like I said, I wanted to rest today. So tired of these messy ass people coming over here and nip the ring leader. He over there with Mayor Marion Barry. They over there having them a drink and toasting. Marion Barry think this funny. He said because them folks set him up. Because you know the FBI set him up and had that real pretty black model to lure Marion Barry to a hotel and gave him some crack. Went and bought the crack in the other room from the undercover police, gave it to him, and said that when he lit the pipe and his mouth went down on it, started sucking that glass dick, the police bust in. And she got off and all that shit to set him up, because they had been asking Marion Barry, do you do that powder? No, I do not do no powder. Do you smoke that crack? No, I don't smoke no crack. And he's sitting there very eloquent, very charming, and very smooth because the lady that was working in his administration was bragging that she was selling cocaine to Mayor Marion Barry. And he said, I don't know why she's saying, I don't know where she get that from because it ain't me. I don't snort no powder and I don't smoke no crack. Then they catch that man in the hotel, slick fucking her and hanging with her. And then she done went in there and told the police, you know, I'm gonna seduce him and get him related. I'm gonna come in here and get the crack from you. He gave her the money back and then act like she didn't know it was the police. But then it came out that he did that. Then I seen his wife was suing this other lady. He must got some good pipe on him, goddammit. Especially when he get on that shit. Because he fucking this one lady and he doing dope and getting sick and then rehab and get out and still do it. This lady done gave him one of her kidneys. His wife wouldn't even give her the kidney. Then the lady trying to promote her organization, you know, encouraging organ donation with kidneys. And his wife put a cease and desist on her saying that you did not get permission from the estate to use my husband's name, so I'm going to shut you down. But really, she was making that man was fucking that lady. And that lady gave, it must have been so good up in her that that lady gave Marion Barry one of her goddamn kidneys. Now, I don't know. I guess he was still smoking that crack, so he killed the kidney. The body didn't take because he know he ended up dying. But he in here messy than a motherfucker. With Nipsey, I mean, they just sitting over there kicking and telling all about this stuff. Now, what is that DA that was in office in California, Jackie somebody? I came across this today by accident. She would not file charges against Ed Buck and said that the two gay men that said that Ed Buck was drugging them and beating them, abusing them and making them stay all night, and said one of them said that Ed Buck was the devil. Jackie Lacey, I think DA Jackie Lacey, and she hated Nipsey. Ain't that funny how this shit come up? She hated Nipsey and was trying to talk them Asian people into putting Nipsey out the marathon. Look at it if you think I'm lying. See how messy they are? You know what? I'm going to get that lady to send me that email about that man because see this, she shouldn't have did this to me. She shouldn't have did this to me. Now this shit tied back to the marathon and Nipsey. I think she lost the election as a DA, but she's a dirty black bitch. Because she was helping to cover it up and protect Ed Buck. I guess because he maybe was giving her some money or he threatened her and she didn't want to upset him and all the powerful constituents he got. And so she kept saying, we don't have enough evidence for trial. It was a judge and another, I think a lawyer and someone else, when they made them do the investigation, they found out it was enough information to charge Ed Buck. And then one of the black men he killed wrote in a diary. They found it after this man physically died. He wrote that man would make him come over there and wear these white long johns. And he was also a porn star. Having sex with boys and men. This black man that got killed over there by Ed Buck and shot up with that methamphetamine. That nurse. He got shot up with some of that real nerve. Goddamn. And they didn't have no nurse around. And let them watch them pass out or do it when they sleep and they wake up and they be going, other man said he was going in and out of consciousness and he didn't know what he shot him with. I don't know why they took money and let that man shoot him like that. Then found out it was some methamphetamine. See, all kind of needles. Some of the needles had brown stuff in the syringe, other substances in the syringe. They tested it was a lot of methamphetamine and he was only doing that to black men. The man came in here and Ed Buck was saying the same kind of thing. It's a whole network that run this system that feels the same way they do. And they secretly go around here and do stuff like they said. Then it's a lot of bodies they don't know about. Showed me the bodies associated with Ed Buck that's in some water. They done dumped them in some water. They travel up under a bridge, a big body of water. Some of them might be in a small body like a lake way down. As they rot and decompose, his pieces breaking off or dismembering, have somebody separately. He has what they call cleaners, clean the house. I guess he didn't think that he would ever get caught because it would always be dismissed. So when he did that to them too, he wasn't worried about it because he always get away with the stuff as an older established white man. And that clearly is extremely racist and prejudiced and believes in the inferiority of black people and black men and like to sleep with black gay men, but then like to subjugate them, humiliate them, and then shoot them up and murder them. So they have somebody found in an alley somewhere on the black side of town, Skid Row, where some junkies over there where they poor and hungry. People over there die of ODs every day, had drug counselors and um, different social workers and stuff tied into this help to lead them with these men that put ads up. The black men he deal with was telling other black men to come over there. They bringing them over there with them to party and they get their little cut to do that. And these black men's into porn or on drugs already. I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is what Marion Barry, Nipsey, all them over there, and then brought the Jeffrey Dahmer is just like Ed Buck. Because where did Jeffrey Dahmer live? In a low-class black neighborhood in a building full of black folks, and would go to them clubs and pick up them gay black men, take them home, was either drugging them, shooting them up, or lock that door and then overpower their ass, and then cut them up, fuck them, then cut them up and eat them like it was one young Asian boy that was running out of there naked with blood running out of his butt. The police saw it, and he told him, "Oh no, that's my lover." He's like he was said about them black. No, we just love. We had a lovers quarrel, it's a gay relationship. Usually, police will back up, but they used to do that, back up and let it alone. And when that black man tried to tell the police about him, I think it was 2 or 3 black men that came forward. The police wouldn't even charge Jeffrey Dahmer. And he's saying that some of them are secretly trained that are homosexual or be gay for pay, or even though they don't like black people, like black men, they'll sleep with one of them just to get close to them. Then he said these organs. They take them organs and they recycle them organs and make race-specific bioweapons and drugs. That's what you can read, Behold the Pale Horse. You don't believe me. William Cooper even talked about this. That's what HIV and AIDS is. It's just like when I told you yesterday. All the hot spots in Atlanta with HIV and AIDS and gonorrhea that's resistant to medication is all on black sides of town. You really think that that's a coincidence because of the way it binds to the melanin receptor in the brain and the way it moves through the body and hijacks the cell. It doesn't do that to any other group of people. And they have the HIV-1 and the HIV-2. And I think that one that's really wild and off the chain is that one that's a sub-Saharan virus. See, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into all this today. I might break this down to get into it later from what the spirits have told me and what they teach me. And what Nipsey and some of these doctors in the higher realms have seen. And it was just data down here that you can read for yourself. Some of them might include, some not, but I know this is a race-specific bioweapon. When you have a certain group of people and only that group has the highest rate in the whole wide world, that was genetically created for them. He's telling me that, and they will take those organs of some people and they will have their secret feast. Remember they accused Hillary Clinton of spirit cooking? She's around all these wealthy people, coincidentally, and they're giving money to her campaign, and then we find out a lot of them like to kill people. They like to get them high. A lot of them target people of color to do it, have sex with them, and then murder them and cut them up and eat them and keep pieces of it for souvenir and get their head. Cannibalism is more popular than people would think. Because even in black country with Papua New Guinea, I was watching a documentary on YouTube a few hours ago, said that whenever they accuse a woman of being a witch, and the Papua New Guinea tribes, all of them is black folks, they will kill that woman, throw her over the fire, start roasting her, and take turn all of them eating pieces out of her. And so they used to kill their enemies. They claim they don't do it now. I don't know. There's a lot of black people, even in the United States, because I've seen some of these shows, these true shows. What's it? A Fatal Attraction. It was a man on there killed this girl because she didn't want to be with him no more. And the neighbors in the building said that this man was cooking and barbecuing nonstop for like 3 or 4 days, kept putting meat on the grill. And they thought it was strange. And said then at first they started calling because they smelled a real foul odor. He was cooking his girlfriend. Went in there in the bathtub. He killed her, then dismembered her in the bathtub. There was blood everywhere. He trying to clean that up. He cutting her up and decided to just go do that somewhere else or dump her somewhere. This man cuts her up and starts to cook her. A black man is doing this here. This happened in the United States. Like a couple of years ago, there are a lot of black people that do this to other black people and grind them up and then just take slices and cook them and eat them. So I guess some people like the taste of human flesh, or I guess it depends on, I don't know if a person, I guess they're like an animal. Whatever you eat, you know, the flesh may taste like that, depending on how you take care of your body. Certain parts will be tender because Jeffrey Dahmer said the most athletic men he said they leg or something, that he couldn't really eat it because it was so muscular. Somebody that worked out, it's very tough, like their muscle is tough. So he couldn't really chew down in it. If somebody's very athletic. So I guess he goes for the more softer, tender parts of the body. And then sometimes that may not be them, just like the ones in Papua New Guinea were saying, well, we don't do it now. But, you know, some of our ancestors or people in this tribe used to do it, but we don't do that. Yeah, but if you have DNA of that, you have cell memory of that, going back a certain amount of generations. You might be with somebody and then they set you off some type of way, and that ancestor and the gene memory of that, the epigenetics of that. You'll snap, you don't even know you snapping, you think it's completely you. It could be one of your uncles from 10 generations back that like to do shit like that. Next thing you know, you filleting them. You got all kind of pineapple and coconut shaved all over them. They up there roasting out there in the island, out there on the fire. You eating that shit. One man said in a documentary on National Geographic on YouTube, where I tasted the woman, he said it didn't taste like pork to me and some other meat. He said I didn't like the way she tasted, so I took it out of my mouth. I didn't want no more of it. That's the only reason why he said he didn't eat her. He didn't say that it was morally wrong or it was spiritually wrong or it was wrong, period, and illegal to do this to this lady. He was just like, everybody started biting off for her and I had a piece of her and I was chewing. I ain't like the way it tastes in my mouth. So I don't want to eat no more females. I don't not no humans. I ain't want to do it no more because I guess the meat is somewhere. But I guess they didn't season it right or put some of that goddamn Lowry seasoning and shit on it. I don't know what the fuck it was, but he said I ain't like the way she tasted. That's the only reason. He said just as relaxed and kind of like it wasn't nothing because in his tribe they feel like it's okay to do that when it's somebody that practiced witchcraft. And it was a woman. They really wasn't saying they did it to men, they did it to women, which is actually more cowardly and disgusting. So I'm listening to Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm listening to Marion Barry, and then John Benet Ramsey comes in here that said they were having sex parties at the top with little children. He told me, people that control German banks, Swiss banks, United States banks, England bank. He said, over the Vatican, he said the little girl was saying that, and the daddy came in, the daddy always said he was innocent. He said these are the most top-ranking people. And he's showing me the Big Ben clock in England. And even the Queen of England. He said, and then he's now mentioned Vlad the Impaler. He said, that's what they do on the top. If you want to be in the elite of the elite, like the 1%, that rule the whole world, he said, that's what you must do. Because that's in their DNA. They know who they are secretly, and they'll change their name so the world think they one thing, but they really another. They're into they're into cannibalism and child sacrifice, and have these balls and these parties, and these children are invited in there. It's a big multi-billion-dollar organization that's also a big drug ring that fuels the pharmaceuticals. He said that's why they can get away with this, and they drop the drugs down to the street level and they put the crimes on them. But the ones that really make the most money from drug trafficking and never go to jail and never got found out, he says the 1% that rule everything. He says connected to space, connected to NASA. They always have an output and they worship Satan, the illuminated one, the bright and morning star. They said that it's over Satan and the red planet. Oh boy, should be Saturn, and some of the other planets, and they're in Jupiter and Mars. These are the ones that we don't know about. They must have the children. The extraterrestrials that are over them must have the children. And though some of these are one species of gray, but their skin look real, real white with big eyes and a little bitty body. Like that Geico lizard on that Geico insurance commercial. They look like that, but they're white. There's different species of them and different ethnic groups of them. They don't all look the same. They not, and some of them have skin like a lizard or snake or some dragon energy. He said these go to high-ranking cults. And if you're part of those high-ranking cults, you run this world as long as those extraterrestrials run government and politics and AI. And he said they are the ones behind ushering in the beauty of AI. They don't like humans. They don't like spiritual humans. They like something that looks like them and they can replicate the human, but it not have a soul in it. That's why you see all these, they got these AI that look like a human being or a dog and making a police force for them and a whole AI world court that will kill a human. It's that you could do it for a machine that's built like a human being, but it's really all metal and computer chips underneath. It's nothing you can't fight that unless you got certain military technology or rocket launch or something to blow that ass up. And we don't have those. So you basically, they're going to allow them to kill a certain amount of humans. They're already doing it now. We just don't know. And we don't see this going on, but they're going to have an AI like ID and driver ID and working in government and running corporations and running the jobs that you under, or even if you're working at home, you're going to be talking to them. Well, they will program it to speak like, look like, act like, have sex with a human, but not be a human. And eliminate certain humans because they teach them to match or outwit. They got AI technology now, a computer with a robot to write your term papers and stuff for school. And ask, can you tell the difference between a human being and an AI? It's so close you can't. They're saying that's tied into this trafficking, human sacrificing. It's like, man, you know what? I didn't mean to go this deep with y'all. Not tonight. I really want to go there, but they messy. So they done went into this and take me all around. This is where we at. And now they're creating laws and rights for an AI humanoid. What their rights are, what they can do, what they can't do, how they engage with humans. Basically, if they kill a human, what you gonna do to it? Put it in jail? I mean, it's not even, it don't have no feelings. It's some metal and some electronic wires and shit and a damn chip. It's a program. That's all it is. Like it is in the Matrix. It's a program. And if you don't get with this, that's why they're doing the elimination now, breaking down the system to bring that in. This shit is so scary and so creepy. I did not know that when they're telling me this today, they would bring me here. And this shit started with this mayor, and he's talking about how he's so connected and so many connected people. He's basically a fall guy because he's small fish to them. He was facilitating as the mayor with these schools and these children and the programs he was creating to get access to them, to sell them to high-ranking millionaires, billionaires, traffic them around. All of a sudden something happened to them. They come missing, drugging them, prostituting them. You don't know what happened to them. Or they don't even know it's happening. That goes back to what I was telling you about the sleep drug. The sleepwalking that makes your conscious mind shut down, your subconscious shut on, and you don't even know where you at or what you're doing. You think that damn was that a fantasy or a dream. They're like my gay friend told me, he said, I thought I was dreaming. When I was out there driving, I didn't even know I was driving until they told me they saw me in the car. I thought I was cooking, but I didn't remember. I just knew he was getting bigger. He thought he was dreaming how that man sucked his dick real bad and said it was so bad he gave him $2. He said he thought that was a vision, like he was actually like in a sleep mode, just having a fantasy. And then he found out he was really doing this stuff. I even do that to little children. And these parents don't even know that this thing is going on. He said the corruption starts high, and then they get fall people to go down real low, and he started just showing me different polices. Lord have mercy. Then he mentioned when they voted him in, he said, and back the civil rights leaders, he said in him, and he had secret sex parties and drug parties. He said, well, man, that was the day. That was the era. You get anything you want. That's what Mayor Marion Barry was saying. And then he get people to do stuff you thought they never do. And men's so high that some of them, they had to stop from jumping out the window because then they on that PCP and the coke and smoking crack and hallucinating real bad and getting real high and taking their clothes off. And had their Fruit of the Loom drawers snatched over to one side of their ass, getting fucked all in the ass, then until they want to jump out the window. You have to catch them, jump out the window. They don't even know that they finna jump out of a window. They so high, they just thinking they could fly and shit. And women do anything, and women's politicians' wives, they let you share them and do group sex and for votes and to get back in office and sucking dick for a vote. And he says a lot of these civil rights men back in the 50s and 60s sucking dick, getting fucked all in the ass and all. Man. And then getting out there, and I'm talking like the era with Jesse Jackson and all them, that we shall overcome, and said, yeah, we over the calm, literally calm. And he said, yeah, he said they really be calm in there with men. A lot of them civil rights, black folks you look up to, they sucking dick to get deals and to get political, to go up in the political structure. He said, because people on the top that really run everything is gay. Or like little children. Now, you know what I noticed that every time somebody come in here that's in politics, like Kevin Samuel, I mean, all of them in entertainment, Nip, Easy E, King Von, all of them say the same thing. That music and politics and dick and dope all run together. If you want a contract, you want to get up there and sing. And you want to get up there and rap. Or you want votes passed, or you want a high-ranking political position, like real high. Mayors and governors, certain, representative seats, Democrats and Republican. If you want to get high up in government and politics, you got to suck some things. You got to suck these people things. And a lot of them don't want no woman to suck their thing. He said it's gay up on the top. And it's heavily satanic and occult. And the real ones that control everything are not in human bodies. They're extraterrestrials and satanic beings. Families that are inside of these political families are also secret witch families that run the world and they control entertainment and politics. And they want the children. That's why I can't see very many videos on this man. This man, Aaron. I know his first name was Aaron, but he was friends with the Rockefellers and said that was one of the things with the women's lib movement and to get the women out of the house with the children, to get more tax money, to encourage them to smoke, and to get them away from the children. So the government and social services, different agencies in the school can control the children and mold the children and basically turn the children out. And after that man started telling that man came up with cancer something, that Aaron Russo. I can't find nothing on Aaron Russo. His videos used to be all over the place when I came out in 2007, 2008. And that man died. And he was friends with the Rockefellers, and they were bragging about the New World Order and the cashless society were going to bring in, and the diseases and the things they were going to do. And then all of a sudden, this man is telling this stuff. You can't really, and I'm sure it's out there somewhere, Aaron Russo. I think it's AARONRUSSO. I think he might have been a truth teller. He might have been a comedian or something at one time. And we started to expose this stuff. The Rockefellers told him he mysteriously came down with a real bad form of cancer and it could not be treated. I'm looking at all of them say these things, and then some of the same people. If I'm doing readings and people come up in one reading, then some of the same people will come up in the other reading. Just like Jackie Lacey, there was a DA came up protecting Ed Buck that was raping and drugging them poor gay black men. She was also doing she could to try to destroy Nipsey Hussle and his brother with the marathon. You see that? See, basically that tells you on the top, it's really small and it's all clicked up and who you know and what you're going to do when you get in there. Man, this right here, I'm going to take a break. I can't do this no more, man. This shit right here, whew, I got to lay down because this shit done wore me down. Oh, boy. Yes, Aaron Russo, I can just see it. I couldn't see it at first because it's a show called Manifest. I haven't heard of it and seen it. I just came because you said KK. My mama told me her homegirl slept with Jesse Jackson back in the 80s and she worked in the city. You see what I'm saying? They do all kinds of stuff in there. And then they set Marion Barry up because he was saying it wouldn't happen. He was doing payoffs and kickbacks and telling lies and doing dirty deals and all. Then he got exposed when that model he liked set him up. Yes, Star, Z Light, Part 2E, the Global ID blockchain is already ready, and they already got digital currency set up for the United States, and in some places they're already using it in the United States, and other places, yeah, in the world, in the genetically modified weapons and weapons through food and medicines and things you drink. Oh boy. I mean, back then it would be Fredericks of Hollywood. It wasn't no Victoria's Secret that exists back then. That's why I said that he might have stepped up to Victoria's Secret, goddamn it. I don't know if Jeffrey Dahmer dad is still living. So the postal police are involved. I'm currently investigating this. So what the Empire State of Injury. So it's a postal police has Shepard 100. They have their own police, just like the Vatican had their own police and court system and government. They cannot be policed or arrested outside of the Vatican. The Postal Service is the same way as Shepard 100. I didn't know that. They got their own police. Oh, wow. Thank you for telling me that. It's the same behind all this usher in the Antichrist. Well, I don't think you really understand what Satan is. If you think that's one devil with a pitchfork in the tail, you're sadly mistaken. And just like it's different levels of God and different beings, you have a whole group of Nephilim behind Satan and the so-called Satan and a whole like legions and armies of demons that were once angels that are now fallen and that control the government along with the higher level extraterrestrial beings that control outer space and control NASA. You said I'm mistaken. This is one entity you're thinking about. Or once you don't even really know this being and how vast this being is, even though he's allowed to put, based on the Bible, humans under a spell and use their ego and the old paleo-mammalian brain against you and make you a slave to the system for a certain amount of time until what they're saying in the Bible, Jesus puts them in the bottomless pit and chains them back in the pit. This is not really what you were told in the Bible. They're not telling you the whole truth. And that Bible comes from us from Egyptian scrolls. And it's been taken from us, and what they give us has been twisted. You said they do have postal crimes and police. Y'all, baby, imaginary friends and even real. It's like, oh, child. This is exhausting. And it's really scary to me and creepy to me. I don't like to talk about this stuff. There's a lot of things they come in here and tell me I don't repeat. A lot of these things I will say for my private classes when you're on my site or when you're in my private shows that we do not do on YouTube. You'll be able to have access to a lot more things I'm not telling you. I cannot. What you say, the impaled? Well, the thing is, we've always lived in wild times. We just lived back, we was under such a spell. When I grew up and before that, this stuff was still going on. We just didn't know it, and we were blinded, and our parents were blinded and taught us shit that's not real about love and life and God and all this shit. That shit was never real. You said, Crystal, I used to work for the post office over 5 years, and baby, I'm lucky I left with my life. What? What did you see? Because Nipsey's saying it's a very corrupt place, and it's a who you know, and gossip and messy and set folks up. He said it's a virus, airborne virus that's running through a lot of them post offices where people are getting illnesses out of the blue. Wait a minute. Damn, as I'm saying this, I'm looking down and see you saying the same thing, Crystal. She said they was moving viruses through the mail. They tried to fire me for speaking on it. I just said I seen the virus moving through there airborne. And these people's getting sick in the post office, and they not publicly saying nothing about them, and they offer them medical treatment, and they offer them retirement, give them a package as long as they don't say nothing. Have you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen anything like that? Because what well, Dracula would be Vlad the Impaler. That's what they also call him. Vlad the Impaler. And Charles, King Charles, the one that we see over there now, said that he's related to Vlad the Impaler, which would be Dracula. Wait a minute, meningitis. They coming out with meningitis? UPU, you have the U.S. Post Office, you have the Post Office. Yeah, I already know when you're dealing with the quantum language, and that's really not a government entity. I can't get all into that. I mean, it don't really mean nothing. I mean, it's over people's head, and even if you know and you get outside of this system to become a free man, most of these people ain't finna do that. I really don't understand that. It's too much information. And these black people that's selling it, I would never, most of them I don't trust because they take your money and you don't really understand the system. And what they understand, they know you don't. And so I don't really trust them. So I already know about the UPC code. Honey, look, you preaching to the choir. Just because I don't get into it or I never mention it don't mean that I don't know. It's my job to know. And when I met black people trying to tell me I can get you out the system, you're just going to have to give up your Social Security card. You can't get taxes. You won't be a citizen. You can drive on the street. You don't have to have their licenses or be under their rule. I know about all of that. I'm not going to get into that. You can go listen to Moorish law and Moorish science, the people that teach Moorish law on YouTube. There was I think he physically died now, David Wynn Miller, who was a judge and who was not a 33 and a third Mason, because that's not the highest. He might have been a 60-something degree Mason. It's like all these things, so-called black folks, the dead ones, the nom de guerre, don't know anything. And like Fritz Springmeier. I had Fritz Springmeier material 20 years ago. When people saying he was crazy, and when believing we were talking about adrenochrome and mind control slaves and human sacrifice, 20 years ago. I just don't, it's not safe for me to get into it. Y'all just coming up on the shit. Y'all new to it. I'm true to it. Why do you think they always be fucking with me? Because I used to talk about this shit and now I'm not. Again, the Pope, you know what? That's okay. I'm going to keep that to myself. I'm not even going to go back and forth with y'all on this shit. I know I didn't know exactly about the postal police, but I know that's not government. Just like, what's the other agency? The IRS. I'm not getting into that over here either. You said Joseph L. Teacher said, There's another one I like too. Tyreek, was it Tyreek Bay or Tyreek L or something like that? Older dark skinned man with an afro. He wears this red vest. He's easy to understand. You see, you try to know what's going on. Okay, y'all. You know what? I'm hot. What you mean, Crystal? Like China Mall? What? Oh, China Mail? What's China Mail? Are you saying that's where that came from? Out of nowhere, you said one. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Star Z underscore light part 2E. You don't know they done got that shit and they can't discuss it. They didn't tell you, and the post office gonna tell you, see, that's just the one you know about. Is other one getting that stuff airborne up there. And like the Crystal just confirmed, some of that stuff is in that mail. Now, Crystal, is there a way that they can stop that stuff from coming out of the envelope and not contaminating anybody? Or is it certain things you touch it, even though it's inside the envelope, can it come through? Because you know fentanyl does that. Is some of the stuff you talking about, these different chemicals, can they do the same thing that fentanyl does? If you just touching the envelope, it could come through there and make you very sick or make you pass out. You said postal police is only for folks stealing mail and shit. Oh, okay. Well, so the regular police can get involved in, and then the FBI gets involved if they're handling trafficking drugs through there. The employees are trafficking drugs through there, and they find out who they're sending them to. And then what, they're open to state and federal laws and not just the post office police. Oh boy. Y'all, I try not to get like that, but this stuff is so depressing to me because a lot of stuff we can't do anything about it. Only thing you do is work to protect yourself and your loved ones and prolong your life as long as you can. But we're all subject to these laws and what is coming down. You see, yes, postal inspectors. And then I know because I've seen people, it's been on the news, they get arrested. If they're selling drugs through the post office or any of these other couriers, they still get arrested by the state police wherever they are in the jurisdiction that they're in and the feds. They're still open to that like regular people are. Or are you saying, Crystal, that if somebody works for the Postal Service, they're not subjected to state and federal law? Just the post office police? Just what I'm okay. Does the postal inspector, do they have the power of a state and federal police to arrest someone, or do they actually get charged? See, I only touched the mail package and I used gloves and I still got sick. Oh boy, so the postal inspector dressed in disguise and spread thing. What that mean? L Inspired LLC, that the postal inspectors dressed in disguise and spread thing. Like what they spread? Because I ain't never worked in there, so I'm learning from y'all. Thank you for confirming what I was saying. If she told me that he sees going on, a lot of those postal workers, he said, have unexplained diseases and illness from viruses in there and different chemicals, airborne chemicals, to attack the body in the upper respiratory. Okay, they have the power to take them into a court in whatever state they're in, state and federal court. A postal inspector, they can file the charges. Is that what you're saying? But what you mean they disguise and spread things? What they spread? Oh boy. They have e-power. Oh, what were you talking about? What do they be spreading around that you was saying? You mean they spread some type of disease or something? No, Crystal, thank you, but y'all are godsends because y'all teach me as well. You know, I'm always open to learn. I'm a late bloomer, so I'm catching up, and a lot of y'all are in these fields and working inside them. I have not worked in or know anybody working them, so now I'm getting to know y'all, and y'all are educating me on so many things I need to know because it affects all of our life. You said, I know. If Nipsey would have come here, I would not have had. And then, like when people with and the different beings came here with R. Kelly and Sandra Bland and Kanye, I would never have um, discussed these things publicly and pass their messages, which I think is absolutely incredible. That they would trust me as one of the people to do their readings and pass these messages. And it's amazing that different people come in here, but the message is always at many levels the same, and it ties in. They're all seeing this. They saw it, but they couldn't say anything in their body, or let's say they work for a company or they're indulging in their own lust and they sign non-disclosures or they sign contracts with record of music and all that. That's why I'm surprised that Kanye be talking. He just got a new deal. He renewed a deal and he's talking and they still do business with him. But the other people are told to shut up or they will hurt their career. Once they physically die and get out of the body, they've been like, I've been wanting to say this and I was tortured inside of my body. And they just start to share all these things. You think, oh, that's just a dumb rapper or he's a drunk, he gets high all the time. You don't know why these people are getting high or what they know. And nobody can do anything to them outside the body. So then they start to, whoever they can trust and can hear them and articulate exactly what they're saying, they start to tell what they've been walking around with that's caused them pain that might have caused them, well, they have to stay high, or they feel like they have to stay high to escape. But anyway, I love y'all. I'll be back soon.